Thank you, Solange, for having me today. And I'll just tell you a little bit about the story. My husband's going to be rolling his eyes because he's heard this story a million times. But yes, I moved to Scottsdale in 1980 when I was 18 years old. Fast forward, we bought a horse property in North Scottsdale in a beautiful community called Pinnacle Peak Ranchos. And it's all approximately 5-acre horse properties, kind of across from the state trust land in the Pima Lone Mountain vicinity. And we bought this property understanding that we would eventually build a barn and there were trails nearby. In 2002, the Whisper Rock community made a deal with my homeowners association way, way, way before we lived there, before Stephen and I lived there. And we gave them some lots where they put their clubhouse, and in exchange they gave us this big beautiful trail that connected to a lot of the other Scottsdale trails. But at the same time, the city, without really understanding or realizing what they were doing, they took all of the north-south roads in our community that used to connect up to the trail, which is the old Ashler Hills Road, and they made all of those, they cut off all of those streets and made them into cul-de-sacs, not understanding that 59 lots in my neighborhood who were just given this trail as a gift from Whisper Rock were being legally cut off from access to that trail. So we could not, Stephen and I moved in, we realized after a while we could not get onto the trail without, cutting across somebody's private property. Because the top of those roads that used to connect, that were made into cul-de-sacs, that the 100 feet or 200 feet or so of what used to be the road was deeded back to the property owners as private property. So a lot of us moved into the neighborhood with horses. We cannot get to this trail. I went to the city, I called, I emailed, I talked to people, and I was kind of met with just the same story that I told you, like, sorry, we made a mistake. The trail people should have been at the meeting where these roads were cut off, but they weren't there. We're really sorry, but there's nothing we can do about it now. And then years go by, and the city kept telling me that maybe someday when somebody sells the property, we can put in an easement, and it just never really happened. And then one day somebody mentioned to me, you should call this councilwoman Solange, because she's really into the outdoors, the trails, the Western lifestyle. So I figured, oh yeah, call the government. That's not gonna work. But we called her, and shockingly, she said, yeah, let's meet, let's go have coffee. So myself and a few other members from my community, we got together with Solange and we told her this story that I just told you, and we showed her the maps, and we showed her all the documents from the city about how they had been cut off, and we showed her all the emails about how they promised to fix it, but they just really never could. And she said she was going to help us, and you know what? She did. First of all, we are working on, we got one easement put in on one of the roads that had been previously cut off. We have a trail easement through there now. We have one other easement we're still working on. But the best thing that she got done, I guess we all got it done together, but I'm giving her all the credit because I couldn't do it myself, is she came up with the idea to make this beautiful trail kind of go down the street and around the fire station where the city already owns the property, and up to the water tanks where the city already owns the property, and we can access the trail that way now through city property. And they made it so beautiful that we just can't believe, well, we have this beautiful trail. It's way better than what we would have had if the road just connected up. It's this winding, beautiful trail that was actually designed, and the guy that designed it made it go through, up and down hills and around, and he sort of went around the natural desert landscaping, and it's just beautiful. And actually several communities, I'm not sure if you know this, but several communities, Cinque Dados, my community, and Whisper Rock, all use that trail for hiking, biking, and horse riding. So, I'm a fan.